It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today we're using a really quick kill switch speed team. Now, this team itself, I do not believe performs in the meta. I do not believe you can use it against the high master ranking PvP teams. But I do think it's a fun bait team because it's going to catch some people off guard. Especially because I would suggest if you were to use it as a bait team, hide Caramel Arrow and Wildberry. And then at that point, people are going to be like, 2 rare cookies and Cream Unicorn? Oh, that's easy. And then they're going to get totally caught off guard if you can get the Pancake and Adventure Cookie to level 70. Granted, having the Star Ascension helps, but it's not really required. Here's what we're doing. So, the major toppings, you've seen Wildberry before in the other videos. I'm not going to really cover here why I'm running that, but the specific topping requirements are going to be the Searing toppings with high attack speed on Caramel Arrow, the high cooldown with some decent damage resistance on Adventure. The higher the damage resistance, the better, and honestly, the higher the cooldown, the better too. Pancake is running a full almond setup because we want to make sure that the speed activation hits. If you can get cooldown, that's going to be even more helpful, but it's sometimes hard to get that many toppings for that many cookies, depending on how many teams you're running. And then, of course, the high cooldown, high damage resistance on Cream Unicorn. And that's going to be your team. You're running robes for speed, and you're just going all out on speed. Now, obviously, we're not using Mint, we're not using Lilac, we're not using any of the other cookies that boost speed because we want to make sure that the team synergizes. Now, you can technically go ahead and go build one specific team that only does one thing. But I found that more so in the arena and against many teams is that if you build with one specific thing in mind, you either have to do it perfectly or you can't do it at all. And so, to kind of further detail that, the reason we're not running Mint and some other speed boosters is because we need damage resistance protection from Wildberry, we need backline unit takedown from Adventure, we need critical resistance and damage resistance from Cream Unicorn, and then we need the attack speed buffs from Pancake as quickly as possible, since both Pancake and Adventure have lower skill cool times. So that's the whole reason we're synergizing in this fashion. So let's take it into battle and show you what happens. So Adventure is going to be hitting the back cookie, not only for a good amount of damage, but also stopping what they're doing. And so for this instance, we took down Pure Vanilla for the first bit, and you can see just like massive quick damage. I mean, it's only been maybe like 25 seconds in the match total. And yes, we're not necessarily doing massive amounts of damage from the rear side of the team because Cream Unicorn does no damage. Pancake doesn't do a lot of damage, but Adventure does. Adventure did die out pretty quickly this time, so Adventure didn't get a chance to do much damage in this showdown. But our Caramel Arrow did like 7 times the amount of their Caramel Arrow damage, and we were just much quicker in many different instances. So if we try that again, Adventure should survive this time. Depends on the criticals. And if he does, we'll get some pretty good light ups against their Pure Vanilla. And so what happens is, what is happening to Adventure, last time he died out, but this time we got that lockdown. But the rare cookies are very susceptible to interruptions on skills, so you have to time their abilities super, super tight. That's why the rare cookies can be a little bit tough to run in certain teams. But as you can see, last time 335,000 from Pancake, almost 500,000 from Adventure Cookie. Not doing like big damage, but just aiding the synergy of the team to push through as quickly as possible. So we'll take it against some people in the arena and just see what happens. So let's go ahead and go for it. It's always fun. Might as well give it a try. Alright, so first team, that is 2 Loaf Scroll Treasures. They aren't even using Scroll. We'll take it against, we'll take it against this. We're not guaranteed to win, but it'll be fun to see what happens. So this is fighting people in High Master meta, and they've technically got a better speed team because they've got weakness from Eclair, shields if they kill our cookies. It's a pretty good setup, but we're knocking down their Cream Unicorn because of our Adventure Cookie. So we did not have enough damage to finish them off, but we did put up a really good fight. If we had had maybe, let's say, espresso instead of pancake, we might have won that. And so the reason is Adventure is such a good counter to Cream Unicorn, can really do a lot, because you can see the healing. Cream Unicorn ended up still having a high healing point, but that's because Cream Unicorn bursts heals. So we got him so far down, and then Cream Unicorn was able to burst heal back up. So that's why Cream Unicorn did so much healing on their side. But our Caramel Arrow well outdid theirs. But we just didn't have enough oomph to finish out the job. So what we could have done, maybe ran Mint instead of Adventure to try and capitalize on massive speed boosts. Maybe we could have just done Mint and Eclair instead of Cream Unicorn and Adventure to just like go full speed. So, there's some different ways to run it, and I'll do that real quick. I'll change over and show you what it's like. So if we do Mint instead of Cream Unicorn, and then Eclair instead of instead of Adventure. I'm sorry. Now we're going full speed. So everything is focused on speed here. So if we do that, we battle another team. This time our Caramel Arrow should just be like lightning fast. And so, yet again, if you're going to do something and focus it in one specific direction, you need to do it perfectly. Even though Eclair had damage resistance on at a really high level with the toppings, Eclair still died out. Mint still died out too. Now we don't even have a healer. So now we're fully reliant on that attack power from Caramel Arrow. And now we've lost Caramel Arrow. So that is why I didn't really build the team in this direction, because even though it might work against weaker teams, it's going to have issues because what it's doing is it's just not speeding up Caramel Arrow enough to make it super powerful. You want more attack boosts than speed boosts, because once you get enough speed going for Caramel, attack boosts are a better setup anyway. So hopefully this has been an interesting team to look at. I think Adventure Cookie still has quite a lot of different capabilities, a lot of ways to be set up in a fun way. It's definitely a cookie I want to explore in more teams and test out more. But the main thing is, if you're going to run this, just run it as a bait team. Not as your main attack team. As you can see, it's not going to hit very hard against major attack teams, but it's a really fun bait team. And it does catch people off guard, because if they come in and they only see Cream Unicorn and 2 rare cookies, they're going to get really, really confident that they can take down the team. And in most cases, they might if they're high master meta. But in other cases, you might catch them off guard and do some crazy hits. And they're going to be like, I don't know what happened. So it's just really funny. But the more damage resistance, the more attack power you can put on these guys, the more likely you'll be able to use it against a good bait team. But it's just a fun team that I wanted to cover, and something interesting to use rare cookies, because I really want to use rare cookies in more situations. So I'm trying to see what setups I can do that they don't work too bad in. And this one was a pretty fun one. But let me know your opinions in the comments, as I always appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a wonderful day.